The following is a presentation of TFNN.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Silk. 5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes!
Let's go to Ilka in Boston. Ilka, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Steve, seriously, you guys are unbelievable. You are doing wonders for all the traders.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that.
The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the September 9th, marvelous Monday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call only one thing is more important than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. You know, today is going to be filled with opportunities for you to express yourself, expand yourself, and experience the world around you. It's like that each and every day. A lot of people talk about life. Some love it. Some leave it. Some leave it to others to be lived. What you and I know is that life can be whatever it is that we choose. You and I are able to learn from our past experiences. When we've been there and we've done that, we've got a good idea of what we don't want and what we do want. Experience is certainly an excellent teacher. You've heard the saying, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Well, winning and losing does matter. And oftentimes, people won't play the game of life because the fear of losing. After all, losing could make you feel like a loser, I suppose, but you see, the real loss is not playing the game. The real loss is not learning from your experiences. You know, folks, we can learn from experiences, we can learn from not learning, but don't let the game of life pass you by. Speaking of the games out there, today is the opening of the games. It's the $10,000 TFNN virtual trading competition. Congratulations to all those that signed up, because many of you, we're talking a ton of you are going to win some great prizes out there. Now, here's the key. For each of you that did sign up, and thank you to each of you out there, make sure that you place your first trade today. You've got to place a trade during the day. Well, you don't have to, but if you don't, well, what you won't get the opportunity to do is you won't get the opportunity to win $100 today. So just by logging in your system, placing a trade, there's going to be 5 randomly drawn winners, $100 each. Those will be announced during the Tom O'Brien show from 4 to 6 today. So please go over to your system, log in, go ahead and get that first trade fired off. Remember, the contest ends on Friday. All of the winners will be announced next week. So congratulations to all those that are playing in on that game. Let's go check on the games of the markets out here right now. We've got the Dow futures up 33 points, trading out at 14,942. S&P up 4.5 points, trading at 1658. NASDAQ futures up 14, trading at 3144. Russell 2000 futures, they're up about 4 points, trading at 1032. King dollar back about 17 ticks right now. Goldilocks up $2, trading at 1388. Silver down 17 pennies at 2377. Light sweet crude back below 110. It's trading out at 109.70, off about 83 cents right now. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. If you give me a call, I'll help you out with anything that I possibly can. Over in Europe right now this morning, you've got the DAX is off 4 points, so a flat market out there. The FTSE down about 27. In Asia last night, the Nikkei up a big 344 points, 2.5% out there. Some spurred on by the news of Japan winning the 2020 Summer Olympics out there, so congrats to them. I suppose one way of looking at it is here comes some additional monetary easing, and we'll take a look at the Japanese yen. The Hang Seng was celebrating as well. It was up over 0.5% last night, up 129 points, closing out at 22,750. And the Shanghai up 3.5% as well. Big celebration over there. They were up $76. They closed out at $23.16. Let's begin by taking a look at our markets here. Let's take a look at the ES mini. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. We'll punch that up on the screen here. Now, if you were listening in on Friday, we had the markets moving up. They were breaking out of a couple of patterns out there. We'll take a look at those. One we were looking at was the 120-minute chart. But we'll just start off with the 30-minute chart, the little EKG of the markets. Now, what's important here, candlesticks, the bulls and the bears, they just simply cannot hide. And they're well-defined on this chart. They're very well-defined. In fact, if you want to take a look at resistance, overhead resistance, you've got this nice little push-up that took place at 9 o'clock. This was after Jobs Friday or Jobless Friday, however it is that you want to look at it. The top of that candle is 1663.50. This was at 9 a.m. You had a little bearish engulfing candle that took place during that 9:30 session out there. That sets up resistance at that high. Again, 1663.50. Then we saw the market pulled back into that 10 o'clock hour, and at 10:30 formed a little hammer candle out there. This candle right here is a hammer candle. So, what does that mean? What's a hammer candle mean? Hammer candle is going to tell you where the bulls are hanging out. They are defending the price level of 1638.75. So it becomes very easy from a trading standpoint to understand where you have support and resistance. We know that we've got support now, 1638.75, and resistance here was also met with another bearish engulfing candle as price tried to push up there at 2:30 in the afternoon on Friday. So we can see here price moves down. It doesn't really matter what was the cause of it, no matter what the story was in the news. We're more interested in understanding where are the bulls and the bears hanging out, because this is about being able to make money out here. So you've got some resistance. We saw the hammer candle. We saw the bulls move in, push price up, and pushed it right up into what? Pushed it right up into that resistance area that was formed at 9 o'clock, where we had that bearish engulfing candle form. And then again, coming into that 2:30 time frame, when price got up to a high of 1664, closed at 1662.25. You had the bears come right back in and defend their position out here. Right now we're trading at 1658. Looks to me like there's going to be another tack of that 16. Now we'll use as the actual resistance line, we'll use the high of that 2:30 session, 1664. Looks to me like we should see a move up into that 1664. We'll see if the bears are still defending that position out here. The market neither overbought nor oversold, so it's got room to run to either area. Since it's up towards the highs out here, I would say we're more likely to see a test of that 1664. And if it can't hold there, what does that tell you? It tells you price will pull back. How far will that pull back be? Good question. If we go ahead and we take a look at, I don't know if it'll show up on this chart. Let me see if it will here. If we take a look at the, yeah, it sure does. So another way to take a look at somebody says, why does price stop down at that level? Well, I'm sorry, the level at 10:30 on Friday. Now, interestingly enough, and I always want you to make sure that you're aware of your Fibonacci expansion and contraction numbers. So as price was moving down, and I'll turn this on in just a moment, for all of those folks that are new into the Tiger's Den, welcome again. You get to see all of our charts here in HD, so that is a beautiful thing. Of course, if you're listening on your radio or your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, thanks so much for doing that. Remember, you can always catch the live stream of the show on your mobile device. Just go on the homepage of TFNN.com. On the right-hand side, upper right-hand side, you'll see a button with 3 smartphones. Click on that. This show will stream live. Now, you want to always be aware of your Fibonacci expansion and contraction numbers. So price here, if we take a look at it, this is coming in at 10:30 a.m. As price gets down to 1638.75, I'm going to turn on this little tool here. What this tool does is it measures the retracements and expansions of swing points. And if we take a look at the expansion of the swing point, this is from 2100 hours, so that would be 9 p.m. in the evening. This is on September the 5th out there. If you 2100, yeah, I got that right. How about that? 9 p.m. And that was at a low of 1648.50. So if you go from that swing point low, why is it a swing point? Hey, another great question out there, because that's where we see a change in trend take place. By the way, when that swing point was being made out here at 9 p.m., we can see that was also a 1.272 expansion of a swing point and 100% move of a move. Market goes ahead, moves higher up into this time frame of 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday after jobs report number. If you go from the low of that swing point at 9 p.m., which was 1648.50, all the way to the high that came in at 9 p.m. at 1663.50, if you took the price difference difference there. You multiplied that times 1.618. You subtracted it from the 9 a.m. total, the Jobs Friday number at 1663.50. Guess where it would take you down to? Yep, take you right down to where price stopped at that 1638. But that's not enough. You don't want just a one Fibonacci number. That was the expansion number of a swing point. What you also happen to have was you had the 0.786, 0.618 retracement off of another hammer candle. That's the hammer candle that took place at, what was it, 1500? That'd be 3 o'clock in the afternoon on September the 3rd out there. So if you're wondering why price stopped, if you're wondering whether or not it's important to understand your Fibonacci expansion and contraction numbers, well, just let the charts prove it to you. They do it all of the time. Now, we were paying attention to the 120-minute chart inside the ES. Let me just, I need to hit the update on this chart here. For some reason, it doesn't want to show that wild swing during that 2-hour session until I updated each session out here. What we were really paying attention to on this chart was what? That's right. It was that descending price channel that price broke out of. That's these blue lines that you're taking a look at on the way down here. We saw price break out of that area coming into that 9:30 session, and then boom. We saw a big price move down, wild swings. But remember, if you were listening in on that show, I said, as price was pushing down, what I said to you was, this is a 2-hour chart. This is a 120-minute chart. Until the chart ends, we won't know whether or not this is actually a support or resistance level, being that descending price channel. Well, guess what, folks? During that 2-hour session, which was a wild swing because it went from that low of 1638.75 all the way up to 1661. That's a heck of a price move out there. Well, guess what? The more important element was the mere fact that price closed above the descending price channel. Only once did we see a move down, and that was coming into 415 at 4 o'clock. That price level held. So coming in at 415, we saw a slight close below that. Otherwise, all we have seen has been tests of that descending price channel. Sounds to me like that is a level of support. So that's what we want to be paying attention to today. That is on the ES Mini. That is on the 120-minute chart. Just wanted to be able to give you a quick update there. Let's go check out the currency markets here, over in Japan. They were out there celebrating. So let's go take a look at the U.S. dollar Japanese yen currency pair. As we take a look at this, this has that nice little 0.786 Gartley sell pattern that was in place here. That went ahead and formed on September 5th. You got the confirmation of it on September 6th as price moved up last night. Now, here was the close right here of that session. So what we can see here is we have a gap in price because here's the close of the Friday session. Close was 99.08. You can see right now it's at 99.40. This is the U.S. dollar Japanese yen. So there's a gap here. We'll go to the intraday charts. You can take a look at that. But what has not occurred, even with that big celebration, what has not occurred is a failure of this 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. Something to think about. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
TFNN is having an open house in the Tiger's Den for 2 weeks, and the best part is that everyone is invited and you just have to be a member at TFNN. The open house in the Tiger's Den has already begun and will last through our week-long virtual trading competition, which ends September 13th. Use this time to exchange trading ideas with other traders in the virtual chat room and to discuss trading strategy. For all the information and to take part in the Tiger's Den open house, log on to TFNN.com today. McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different futures contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now you can receive a 2-week free trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Futures up about 41 right now. You know, he's talking about Fibonacci and math. And let's go out to what I consider to be the most beautiful math student out there in the entire planet, the entire world. We're going up to Tallahassee, Florida, to my daughter, Shay. Shay, how you doing this morning?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to hear your voice.
You have someone else on the phone as well. Hi, Dad.
I do.
Kaylee.
Got Kaylee, too? Oh, my goodness. We got the 2 most beautiful kids on the entire planet. Sorry about that, folks. But hi, Kale. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. This is becoming maybe a little bit of an annual family thing out here. They're being kind enough to give me a call. Why is that?
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday. It most certainly is, folks. And there we go. We got some birthday music. And these are 2 of the best human beings on the planet. I am the most proud father. Could not be prouder of 2 kids in school out there. And thanks so much for calling, girls.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Hey, do you guys want to maybe just do this segment for us? You know, Shay, what do they teach you about Fibonacci in school? They teach you what I teach you?
They do. We actually learned it in Calc too, but you taught me a lot better than they did.
Oh, okay, good. That's great. That's great out there. Well, Shay is going to be teaching students, in her career. She's going to be a math teacher, going to be a teacher out there. So that's a wonderful thing. And then my daughter, Kale, she's up at University of Florida. So if you can imagine, folks, I've got one up at FSU, one at University of Florida. So it's kind of an interesting household there. And Kaylee's going to be building all kinds of incredible structures when she is out of college out there. One of the most creative people I know. I don't know where she gets it from. Where do you get it from?
From you.
From me? Oh, you're being too kind. Well, girls, thanks so much for calling. I love you very, very much. You make my day. You made my day. And can't wait to see you again and give you a big hug and a kiss.
Love you.
Love you too.
Have a great birthday.
Okay. Thanks, girls, for calling. Those are... Okay, thanks, girls. So all the way up from Tallahassee and to the University of Florida. So let's go back to these markets out there. Pay up, Dad, for that one. You betcha. So let's go take a look here at the daily charts inside the futures contracts out here. The NASDAQ futures, we'll go ahead and pull up the NQ out here. And this is going to be important to be paying attention to because on one side of the market, we've got the Dow. We've got 30 stocks that are trying to push the market down. And on the other side, we've got the NASDAQ, we've got the composite. It is trying to go ahead and break out. And I truly do mean break out. If we take a look at the daily chart on my screen out here, number one, as price was making high back on August the 13th, the top of that high was 31.48. That's August 13th. Got a little bearish engulfing candle. So you should be writing down on your pad of paper 31.48. You had this little shooting star candle. This took place here on August the 26th. 31.47 is its price high, so we're still going to use 31.48. Right now you've got price traveling out at 31.45. And so if we get a close above 31.48, folks, look, no matter what it is that's going on in Syria, just pay attention to the charts out here. Pay attention to the chart patterns. What you will be seeing is an actual breakout. This market cannot break down without the NASDAQ also breaking down with it. Speaking of that also brings into play the Russell 2000. Now, the Russell 2000, this chart here, is delayed by about 10 minutes, but I don't think there's much of a change in price out here. But as we do take a look at the Russell 2000, if you're taking a look at my chart here, you're going to see two different channel lines. You're going to see the larger channel line. That's the red line, the red diagonal lines on my screen. Those are coming off of the October 2011 lows. We can also see another rising price channel coming off of the November 2012 lows out here, and you can see price is back above that level. The Russell 2000 has not broken down in this move. In fact, all that the Russell 2000 has done is come back and tested that May 22nd swing point high right around the 1,840 level out there. We can see price now back inside the rising price channel. That's on the Russell 2000. Let's go back into the currency world out here. Let's go take a look at the Queen just before we go to breakout here. That's the Euro U.S. dollar. Let's go see what it is doing out here. The Euro U.S. dollar right now traveling out at a price of 132.14. This thing here was held by support at that 200-period exponential moving average right there. So you can see that is acting as a support level. What should the euro do from here? It's probably just setting up the B to a C and A to B equals CD down. That should put the euro up around the $1.33 level. Thank you, Al, in the our producer out there. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter, Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com. Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. We got the Dow up 65 points, trading out at 14,989. S&P up 7, trading at 1662. Composite up 22 points at 3682. Russell 2000 up about 5 at 1034. Apple up $8 right now. Microsoft up 13 ticks. Google up $5 and change. To the upside here, Molex Inc. on a buyout. So we'll just skip over that one. Apple really leading the charge, up $8. Towers, Watson, TW is a ticker symbol. They're up 5% here this morning, up $4 and change. Isis Pharmaceuticals, that's up $10. Was there a buyout on Isis? Biogen, what was the deal on Biogen? Some type of collaborative work out there. That is up $3 this morning. Mosaic, that's up $1.82. Okay, so we're going to go take a look at that on Friday. I believe we were looking at the fertilizer companies out there. So that is a bit of a breakout there. We'll go see what the other ones. Potash, that's up $1.40. That's up 5% here this morning. Lululemon up $1.41. Estee Lauder up $1.36. To the downside, you don't see this too often, do you? Tesla Motors, that's off about 3.5%. They're the leader to the downside. Community Health System, CYH, that is as opposed to CYA. CYH, that is up about $1.20, or off $1.29, I should say. Comerica, CMA, they're down about 2%. That's off about $1. Holly Frontier, off about $1.79. Let's go out to Jackson. Jackson, Michigan?
Mississippi.
Mississippi, okay. There we go. Gotta work with Al on the two-letter abbreviations there. I figured it might be, but there is a Jackson, Michigan. But, Brian, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you this morning?
Doing great. I was going to get you to take a look at the diamonds. I'm looking on the daily chart at Friday, and I'm trying to figure out, number one, is that a hammer candle? And if it is it to be interpreted as a hanging man or a possible hammer?
Okay, so let's take a look at it. So it is not. So it's a great question, and thanks for calling and asking. So it is not a hammer candle, and it's not a hammer candle for a couple of reasons. Number one, the wick on this is a little bit too much on the upper end of it. Also, if we probably were to measure the wick on the lower end, the wick on the lower end needs to be twice the size of the body. But perhaps just as important here, Brian, is this is coming towards the end of a downtrend, but it was also as a uptrend was beginning here. So the combination, when you're taking a look at hammers, let me see if I can actually find a hammer candle for you on the Dow Diamonds itself. I'm just kind of scanning around just to see if I can find a hammer candle for you on it. I don't see one that sticks out right away at me, but to answer your question, because I do want to answer that, it is not a hammer, so you can't use that as a support. Now you can use, there's information contained within the candle, such as the market had pushed much lower, and because of that long wick down there, that does tell you that the bulls were trying to step in and support this. I think perhaps more important for you to look at inside the diamonds here was if we take a look at the August 26th level. On August 26th, we have that gap down between the 26th and the 27th. And so with that gap, a gap can act either as support or resistance. So if we take and it's going to give you really 2 points of contact to be taking a look at where that support or resistance is going to be. And those 2 points are going to be either the low of August 26, which was 149.19, or the high of the candle that it gapped down on August 27th, that high 148.74. And what I like to do, what I suggest that you do is draw lines across both of those candles, because they become what we'll call resistance 1 and resistance 2, because there was a gap down. And what you like to see is you like to see 3 tests of any area before it identifies itself as being strong resistance and or strong support. In this case here, resistance. Now, the diamonds had their first test of that area on August 29th, and it failed. So that said, okay, that first level there could be resistance, meaning the high of August 27th. You got a second test on the following session on September 3rd. I like 3 tests. Guess what? We didn't get that third test on September 4th because it closed above that. It was a test of the upper level of resistance, which was the August 26th low of 149.19. And the close was 149.18 on September 4th. So then when I take a look at it, what was the volume going in there? You had 4.5 million shares on September 4th going into 5.7. So that's good because that's lighter volume. So that says this might be an area of, in fact, resistance. Then what happens on the next session on September 5th? That rejected that area as well. Now, it rejected it with 6 million shares, so it said that on Friday we should have seen a move up into that area because it was 6 million shares going into that swing point there of August 26th with only 5.7 million shares. And in fact, on Friday, we saw that move higher with 9 million shares, and it rejected it. It closed back below there. So it says that's a strong resistance line. So today, here's my read on this. Because it was 9 million shares going into the 5.7 million shares, said that should be that area should be tested again. And we're certainly seeing that today. Now, because we've had 3 successful tests, here's how I interpret the chart. Old resistance, which it has proved to be resistance now, would become new support. So if, in fact, you see a close above 149.19 on the Dow Diamonds, 149.19 becomes your support area. Does that help? And tell me what question I didn't answer, or what question you might have now that my interpretation might have caused.
Well, I had drawn a kind of a trend line. The reason I was asking about the hanging man, I had kind of drawn a trend line down from the top at 8.2 down to Friday, and it looked like it might be and it connected it with 8.13 where there was like a doji.
So like,
then it kind of hit that, and I was just thinking, with all the uncertainty this week about Syria and everything, I'm just trying to decide which way to try to position myself, ahead of time. But nobody really knows that. But
look, your analysis is spot on. So it's great analysis and taking a look at that trend line. I think in taking a look at that trend line, one of the things that I might suggest here in drawing your trend line, and you're using the right swing point high. So we're using in essence the close of August the 2nd. Some systems don't allow you necessarily to like I can draw channel lines very easily. So what I would be looking for is I would really be looking for, instead of using the top of the wicks or what have you, try to find the number of bodies where you have co-located opens or closes. What I mean by that, Brian, is if we take a look at the candle session on August 2nd, we're using the close of the body. If we take a look at the candle session here that I'm using on August 14th, I'm using the open. And you can see that what that basically does is connects 4 co-located opens or closes, which sets up a really good channel line. So right now, price is going to try to move up into that channel line. And I consider price channels to be perhaps more important than trend lines out there, but it becomes an easy way for those that don't have. See, I've got a little tool here that I can go ahead and put on my parallel line that I can go ahead and put on my system and easily draw those and extend them out to take a look at the upper or lower boundaries of the channel line. In each case here, I'm just trying to find the most number of co-located opens and closes out there in order to be able to get that. And I would say that's the price channel that price is moving with inside of. So what we can also interpret from this is that, Brian, until we see a close above this blue line here, this price channel line, we're seeing a breakout of a resistance level, but then what that forces us to do is go find where's the next resistance point. And in my opinion, that next resistance point, you could also say happens to be the high of the breakout session August 26th, which is 150.27. And that 150.27 today looks like that will run right into the resistance of the price channel. So if price breaks through the price channel and this other resistance line, you could interpret that as a breakout. Does that kind of help you?
Yeah, it does. And it seems to be having a lot of trouble getting past that 150 area. So I think I'm just going to lay low and wait until tomorrow night after Obama's speech and see what happens on Wednesday just to be safe. But
now, are you trying to play this from the long side or from the short side?
I'm not sure. I'm just going to wait and see because really I can't. No, there's no real signal to me which way to go. I mean, I'm just, what I'm saying, I'm just kind of not really, with all this uncertainty going on, I'm just going to wait and. I think tomorrow night's speech is going to have a big impact on Wednesday.
Yeah, look, it could be that. It could be a comment from Putin. It could be any number of things out here that But here's what I would suggest to you. Is that depending on your interpretation and the trade that you want to take, so come Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, futures, whatever it is that you're trading out here, if you want to go long, go take a look at the Qs as an example. So since I'm in the ETF structure here, if we take a look at what the Qs are doing right now, they're breaking out above all-time highs. That all-time high and that resistance level being August the 13th, 77.27. That's at 77.40 right now. It's also above the August 26th. Now, this is a daily chart we're looking at, so until the day finishes, we don't really have enough information. But if you're looking for a long trade, I would take the one that is the strongest. I would take strong hands to the upside and not bet on the fact that the Dow will catch up to the Qs. Anything can happen, but I would rather take the I'd rather take the number one draft pick, which in this case here is the Qs to the upside, or the Russell 2000 for that matter, but the Qs are stronger than the Russell is at this stage. And then to the downside, if you decide that the play is to the downside, I would jump all over the Dow to the downside.
Right. Well, anyway, I appreciate your advice, and I'm going to be looking things over, and thanks for your time and your advice. Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for calling. That was Brian in Jackson, Mississippi. That was a take. We just took a look here, folks, at the diamonds and the Qs out there. As long as we're in here, we might as well go take a look at the SPYs and see what the SPYs are doing as well. And if we take a look at the SPY, it's trading at 166.75. If we take a look here at Friday's action, big volume inside the SPYs out here. And the SPYs actually closed up just a tad. They were moving into the August 26th swing point, which had 89 million shares. And on Friday, what we saw was 159 million shares. So they actually pushed higher. They pushed higher with volume. And they were also taking on the volume of 158 million shares. That was the downdraft from August the 27th out there. So close the gap. They've got the 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. I would have to say, even with it being at the 166.78, 76 level where we're at right now, this pattern is still in play here for the day. But if this pattern fails, well, we know about a 0.786 Gartley sell or Gartley buy is when those patterns fail. Well, folks, what they often turn into are butterfly patterns. So now what we can do is I'll go ahead and erase this off of my screen here. We'll erase the 0.786 and get rid of a couple of lines out here. And what we will do, I'll even get off this retracement level. In fact, I'll go ahead and get rid of that because I can always put that back in here. Now what we're going to do is just measure where's the 1.272, because should this fail, what you'll see is a 100% move of a move. That means a test of the August 26th high. Now, I would expect that anyways, just simply because of pushing into that swing point with volume on Friday. That's at 167.30 or 166.80. But should that area go ahead and fail, the likely price move up is to the 1.272 butterfly, which looks like it's about the 168.46 level out there. And if we go ahead and we draw that pattern in here inside of the SPYs, let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's do that off of the swing point from August the 26th. What that pattern looks like is something like about 1.272 will take you right into about like this. That's what that would look like, right around the 168.40-ish level. And that's where I would suspect that the SPYs would move up to. So all this work here, as Brian was pointing out, could easily be done by tomorrow evening. In fact, I would almost suspect that that is more likely the outcome that we would see here, as because there was every reason, every opportunity for price to push lower on Friday. And it did for what, about a half an hour, 45 minutes or something, and then the bulls rushed in. And if we take a look here at the ETF structure, and I think Brian made really perhaps the best point of all, and that is when you're uncertain, just sit on the sidelines. I mean, there is absolutely nothing wrong with sitting on the. It looks like I drew that pattern incorrectly here. It looks like I'll redraw that. But when you can't get a good enough read here inside anything it is that you're trading, the best thing that you can do is actually just simply move over to the sidelines. There's absolutely nothing wrong about that, and wait for some additional information out there, because there is going to be another trade. And the worst thing is being on the wrong side of the trade. You don't like to do that. So that's on the SPYs. Let's go check out the movers out here this morning. I wanted to go ahead and take a look at the fertilizer companies out here. So let's go over and take a look at those charts. Let's see what kind of volume, if anything, we've got behind those. I've had those on my one of my watch lists out here, because those things got hammered to the downside. One of the things we took a look at on Friday, and I mentioned this on the show, was that here's 6 different related fertilizer companies out here. SQM is one ticker symbol. I'll butcher that name if I try to repeat it, so I won't. But it's something like Sociedad Química Minera. But I'm sure that I totally blew that. But that's actually the strongest of this 6 here. When we come back, we'll take a look at it. That's traveling right into a supply area here created by that downdraft from July 30th. We'll be right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.6% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. And all 6 of those winning trades had been initiated no earlier than just the previous month. With the 600th weekly Gold Report issue fast approaching, Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began, and right now you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber, as this volatile gold market provides trading opportunities after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 92. S&P is up about almost 10 points right now, trading out nearly at 1665. Composite up 25. Russell 2000 leading the charts out here. That's up. Well, actually, it's the composite leading the charts. Let me take a quick peek in at the New York Stock Exchange. Let me see what we've got. Net advancing issues of 1484. So good market breadth, almost a 3.5 to 1 advancing issues over declining issues out there, and the New York Stock Exchange up 0.6%. So we've got some good market-wide price participation out here. Now, for those of you that are long, I've been long the S&P futures since late last night, right at a price point of the 1656.50 level out here. We've got to be concerned as price moves up into this little rising price channel. So here is the 30-minute chart on my screen. We were taking I was discussing with Brian, being able to draw price channels out here. And at the moment, this is really the best price channel that I've been able to identify with inside the ES Mini on the 30-minute chart. So as price moves up into this area, exactly what that price point is going to be, it's probably right around the 1667, 1666, 50-ish area. You're at 1663, 1664 right now. What we can also see here is we can see that the center portion of my screen, the red little squiggly-ish type line here, which is the 14-period relative strength indicator. It's also moving towards that overbought zone. It's not in it just yet, but it's going to move up towards that area, get in overbought territory, which says that, if you are long like myself, you'll go ahead and really tighten your stop. In fact, what we'll expect is to see some kind of pullback. And it's really going to be that pullback that's going to give us some information about how the market may trade for the rest of the day. So if it pulls back as it approaches that area, which it will occur. It doesn't mean it's going to occur during this next 10 minutes or half hour or what have you. But sometime here in the next couple of hours, we should see, as price pushes higher, we should see price move into an overbought zone. And then the key is going to be is the pullback, the way that it works off that overbought zone, just simply by moving sideways, which would be very bullish. You see that because price here is in this little rising price channel, this is more of a deflector than it is anything else. Price is rising, so a move above this area doesn't mean it's a breakout. Because it's rising, the only break that could occur would be price moving down. And if we take a look at the body of the candle, which is truly the essence of price here, as price was pushing back on Friday into that 10 o'clock time frame, that becomes a really great anchor point for the trend line to set the bottom of the trend line inside of the ES Mini. So for those of you that are long, I would just suggest that you be paying attention, like I am, to this upper quadrant here, which price should hit. And then bullish would be just simply a move sideways out there to work off that condition. Bearish would be, then the next bullish move would be coming all the way back down to the bottom of the price channel out here. But if you're trading in both directions, just realize that you're coming into an area that has acted as a pretty good resistance zone, and that is inside the ES Mini. Not a lot of movement here inside gold or silver as we speak. Light sweet crude itself, if we take a quick peek at the light sweet crude continuous contract here, it's trading out at 110.07. This is really more likely a breakout to the upside to finish that move to 114. It's going to have some resistance. So at that shooting star high on August the 28th, that price level is 112.24. But it does look like to me, the way that this chart is trading, it wants to go push up into that 114 level. It is not overbought out here, so it has room to run to the outside. Remember, folks, it is the virtual $10,000 TFNN trading competition, so get out there, place your first trade. That way you're qualified to win $100 today. Five of you lucky traders are going to win $100 today, and all those folks will be all the awards will be given out during the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. Have a great Monday, folks. Look forward to seeing you in a bit. What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.